There are some studios that make great movies, and then there are a few that make great artists. For VFX artists around the world, especially in India, one name changed everything: MPC, the Moving Picture Company. For decades, it stood tall as a symbol of perfection, quality, and trust. If you saw that three-letter logo in your film credits, you knew it was world class. But today, something feels missing. Not just a name, but an emotion, a legacy, a family. This is not just a story about a studio. It is about what happens when a home for thousands of artists slowly disappears. Its spirits continue to live on in every frame they create. MPC journey began in London back in the 1970s, when it started as a small post-production house, grew into a visual effects empire, shaping the look of modern cinema. They didn't just work on films, they defined how movies could look and feel. From Harry Potter to the Jungle Book, from Life of Pi to the Lion King, MPC delivered moments that made audience believe the impossible. And soon, the world noticed. To handle the growing global demand, MPC expanded Montreal, Vancouver, Adelaide, and finally Bangalore, India's own heart of VFX talent. When MPC opened its doors in India, something incredible began. A generation of passionate Indian artists finally got a chance to work on Hollywood level projects. Not from abroad, but right here at home. MPC Bangalore wasn't just another branch, it was the soul of the Indian VFX dream. For thousands of fresh graduates, MPC was more than a company name. It was hope. It was a place where you learned not just software, but discipline, where every shot taught you something new about patience, perfection, and teamwork. There was a saying among artists: if you have survived MPC, you can survive anywhere. And it was true. The quality bar was sky high, the deadlines were tough, the standards unmatched. But what came out of that struggle was excellence. MPC Bangalore didn't just produce shots, it produced professionals. People who would go on to work in every major studios across the globe. Inside the industry, there's an unspoken rule. If your resume says MPC, you don't need to explain much. Recruiters know what that means. You've worked under pressure. You have learned pipeline structure. You have solved problems at a high level. There's an even joke among artists. If you are from MPC, no one asks technical questions in your interview because MPC trained you to think like a TD. No matter what department you are in, paint, roto, com, lighting, effects, or match move. That's what made it special. It wasn't just a job, it was a university of VFX. But beyond the work, what we missed most in the culture, MPC Bangalore had something rare: a sense of unity, a team that stood by each other when deadlines felt impossible. Yes, the work was intense, sometimes painful, but the people made it worth it. Artists stayed late, not because they were forced to, but because they didn't want to leave their teammates behind. Friday coffee chats, leads teaching juniors, laugh echoing through late night dailies. That was the heartbeat of MPC. You didn't feel like an employee, you felt like an artist among artists. The seniors weren't distant, they were mentors. They pushed you hard, but they stood beside you too. MPC wasn't just a workplace, it was where friendship were born, where artists grew together. But as every artist knows, even the strongest structure can fade. The industry began to shift, budget tightened, automation grew, and big studios started chasing lower cost over loyalty. There came the shocking news: MPC Vancouver closed, and soon after, layoffs began to ripple across other locations. The same story that once inspired thousands now broke hearts. For artists who called MPC home, it felt like watching your childhood house being torn down. One message, one announcement, and years of memories gone. The Bangalore office, once full of energy and dreams, began to fade too. Some artists cried quietly, some moved on, but everyone carried one thing with them: gratitude. Because MPC had already given them everything they need to face the world. Today, if you visit any major studio, Beta, DNet, Framestore, Redefine, ILM, or even Netflix VFX teams, you will find ex MPC artists leading departments, supervising projects, or mentoring new talent. They may wear new badges now, but the foundation is the same, that old MPC discipline, the eye for detail, the ability to stay calm when a client says, final version, one more change. MPC artists carry a spirit of quality, of passion, of unity. They are proof that a studio may close, but its legacy doesn't. We miss the Friday dailies, the review rooms filled with nervous laughter, the complete saying, nice try, but fix that edge mat again, the last minute renders, the group photos before delivery. We miss those small wins, the team claps after a clean approval, the pride of seeing your shot in a blockbuster. We miss being part of something bigger than ourselves because that's what MPC was, a feeling, a chapter in our lives that shaped who we are today. So maybe we don't just miss our studio, maybe we miss the version of ourselves that grew there. The late nights, the learning, the friendships, the pressure, the laughter, they all made us who we are. And though MPC may no longer shine like before, its light still burns through every artist it touched. Because every time we open new, every time we paint a clean plate or track a camera, every time we deliver a perfect shot, somewhere deep inside, a small voice still whisper, this one for MPC. So, to every artist who started there, learned there, or simply dreamed of working there, this is our tribute. Studio may close, but the spirit of MPC will live forever. We'll still miss you, MPC.
Hey, this was really fun, but we actually gotta get going.